What if I told you there was a U.S. president who served less than a single month in office? A man who gave the longest inaugural speech on the coldest day, with no hat, no coat, just pride and ambition. And 1 month later, he was dead. No assassination, no scandal, just gone. This is not fiction. This is a true story of William Henry Harrison, the shortest-serving president in American history. Let's unravel the mystery of how a single speech and a glass of water may have changed the course of a nation. Before he became a historical footnote, William Henry Harrison was a giant of his time. Born in 1773, he was a soldier, a governor, a war hero, famous for defeating Native American forces at the Battle of Tippecanoe. That victory earned him the campaign slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. At age 67, Harrison became the oldest man ever elected president at the time. But with age came questions. Could he handle the presidency? Was he still strong enough? Harrison wanted to prove he was more than just a name from the past. And that's where things took a deadly turn. March 4th, 1841. Inauguration Day in Washington, D.C. The weather was miserable, cold, windy, and wet. Advisors urged Harrison to dress warm, but he refused. No coat, no hat, no gloves. He stood proudly, determined to look strong for the people. And then he delivered the longest inaugural address in U.S. history, 8,445 words, nearly 2 hours long. By the time he stepped off the podium, he was visibly exhausted. What no one realized was that his body was already losing the battle. 3 weeks later, President Harrison complained of chills and fatigue. Doctors believed it was just a cold. But then came the fever, the coughing, the intense stomach pain. They bled him, gave him opium, enemas, alcohol. Yes, you heard that right, alcohol and enemas. It was 1841 medicine, and it wasn't helping. His condition spiraled downward. On April 4th, 1841, exactly 31 days after taking office, William Henry Harrison died. Just like that, the President of the United States was gone. But here's where the mystery deepens. For over 170 years, we blamed his death on pneumonia from that cold, rainy inauguration. It made sense, exposure, followed by illness. But in 2014, researchers revealed a shocking new theory. He may have died from contaminated water. The White House's drinking water was drawn just downstream from a sewage dump. Historians now believe Harrison died not from pneumonia, but from enteric fever, caused by a deadly bacterial infection. In other words, he may have been poisoned by the water inside the White House. And that long speech in the cold, it might have had nothing to do with his death at all. His sudden death threw the nation into chaos. No president had ever died in office. And the Constitution wasn't clear on what should happen next. Should the vice president become acting president or assume full powers? Enter John Tyler, Harrison's running mate. Tyler made a bold move. He claimed full presidential authority. Many people were furious. Some call him an imposter. They mocked him with a new nickname, his accidency. But Tyler didn't back down. His decision set a vital precedent for how America would handle presidential succession forever. So what legacy did William Henry Harrison leave? He served for just 31 days. He passed no laws. He appointed no judges. He never lived in the White House long enough to unpack. But his death triggered a chain reaction. It led to serious discussions about presidential health. It influenced future constitutional amendments. And it taught a young nation a painful lesson. Even the most powerful position on earth can be ended by something as simple as a glass of dirty water. He fought in battles, led armies, governed vast territories, and in the end, he was taken down not by war, not by an assassin, but by a cold day and a deadly sip. He entered the presidency with parades and cheers, and left it in silence just 31 days later. A blink in history, but a moment that changed everything. If this story fascinated you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. What other lost legends or historical mysteries should we uncover next? Thanks for watching.